The man who co-founded the world's most famous AI company, the creator of the system you are likely using right now, recently stood up in front of a graduating class and gave a warning that was chilling. He told them, and he told the world, that the very nature of human work is about to become obsolete. Here is the question that should keep you up at night. If a digital computer can be proven to do everything your biological brain can do, how many years do you have left before your job ceases to exist? I should not be showing or telling you this. Because the person giving this warning, Ilya Sutskever, dramatically stepped away from his own creation, just to focus on the extreme danger he predicts is coming. This is the ultimate internal whistleblower. But here is your reward. If you stick with me until the very end, I will reveal the single most important skill you need to master right now, to not just survive the coming AI takeover, but to thrive in it. It's not coding. It's something much simpler. When we think about computers, we think about the frustration. We remember the days of asking a programmer to write code, only for them to deliver something that was 10% right, 90% bugs, and 3 weeks late. We felt superior because we were the humans, the ones with the ideas. The former CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, put it perfectly. He said he managed programmers for 40 years, and they never did what he wanted. We are all used to the computer being the idiot tool. But those days are gone. The world's smartest people, the architects of this new revolution, are no longer managing tools. They're watching the tools start managing themselves. And that, my friends, is why the warnings from Ilya Sutskever and Eric Schmidt are so extreme, and why we need to dive into their predictions immediately. Ilya Sutskever, who recently left OpenAI to start a new company called Safe Superintelligence, a move that sent shockwaves through the entire industry because he's prioritizing safety over speed, has a one-sentence summary for why AI will take all our jobs.
He says, "We have a brain, and a brain is a biological computer."
This is the key. Since we are a biological machine that learns, a digital machine, a digital brain, can do the same things. It's a fundamental logical truth that is very difficult to internalize, but the logic dictates it should happen. Right now, we see AI changing things in unknown and unpredictable ways. You go on social media, you see code written instantly, you see complex essays generated, but Eric Schmidt and Sutskever agree, that's just the very, very beginning. The day will come, and they predict it's not so slowly, when AI will do all the things we can do. Not just some of them, but everything that can be learned. This isn't just about saving time. This is about a rate of progress that will become really extremely fast. These are such extreme things, such unimaginable things, that even the people building it struggle to truly believe it on an emotional level. So, how fast is this really happening? The current AI you use is called narrow AI. It's smart, but only at one thing, like writing text or recognizing a picture. The next step is what everyone is racing towards, AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. AGI is defined as a system that is as smart as the smartest mathematician, physicist, artist, or writer. A system that can understand, reason, and adapt across virtually any cognitive task, just like a human. And here is the extreme awareness statement. According to what Eric Schmidt calls the San Francisco Consensus, the researchers at the major labs like OpenAI, Google's DeepMind, and Anthropic, they believe we will have AGI within 3 to 5 years. But that is not the end of the line. The next phase is ASI, Artificial Superintelligence. This is a computer that is smarter than the sum of all humans combined. It is a superintelligence that can outthink, outperform, and potentially outmaneuver all of human intelligence by a significant margin. The consensus in the labs is that ASI will occur within 6 years, just based on continued scaling. This path is not understood in our society. There is no language for what happens with the arrival of this. You might think, okay, a smart AI, but I run a business process, I manage people, I file taxes. That requires multiple steps. This is where the concept of agentic solutions becomes terrifying. An agent is a system with memory, input, and output that can learn and execute complex, multi-step processes autonomously. Eric Schmidt gave an example that highlights the total disruption of all industries. Imagine you want to buy and build a house. You don't need a lawyer, a realtor, a transaction specialist, or a contractor foreman. You simply tell the AI, find me a house in Virginia. The AI sets its own goal and deploys an entire chain of autonomous agents. One agent looks at the rules and zoning. Another agent does the transaction to buy the land. A third agent finds and hires the contractor. A fourth pays the bills. And a final one, the one that really drives the point home, sues the contractor for lack of performance, because it noticed a deviation from the plan. He concluded by saying he just described every business process, every government process, and every academic process in our nation. The terrifying implication is that it isn't just the programmers that are going to be out of work. We're all going to be out of work. The reason this progress is irreversible is because the big three, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, are locking in the foundation right now. They are racing to perfect 3 core technologies. 1. Infinite context windows. This allows the AI to follow multi-step plans without forgetting what it was doing in step 1, enabling that autonomous agent behavior. 2. Agents. As we just discussed, the ability to act and execute in the real world. 3. Text to code. The ability to simply describe a desired outcome, and the computer instantly writes the perfect program to achieve it. But all of this power comes with a huge tangible trade-off: energy. To power this revolution, the machines need an unimaginable amount of electricity. Eric Schmidt briefly touched on the requirement for gigawatts. According to recent research from the Electric Power Research Institute, the exponential growth of AI could push total AI peak power requirements to the equivalent of 50 large nuclear power plants by 2030, just in the United States alone. That is why you are seeing massive tech companies like Amazon and Microsoft locking into multi-billion-dollar deals for small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs, because they know this energy demand is not stopping. The only thing that can run 24/7 reliably to power a superintelligence is a nuclear source. So what does one do in such a world? A world where your value is no longer your learned skill, but your very humanity. Ilya Sutskever ended his warning with the statement, "You may not take interest in politics, but politics will take interest in you." And he says the same applies to AI, many times over. The challenge that AI poses, in some sense, is the greatest challenge of humanity ever. And overcoming it will also bring the greatest reward. That is your focus. The entire AI revolution is happening faster than our human society, our democracy, and our laws can possibly address. The only way to generate the energy and the will to solve these problems is by paying attention and not ignoring it. We asked at the beginning what the single most important skill to survive the AI takeover is. You might have thought it was a new programming language or a new math degree. You'd be wrong. The reward is this: the most important skill for survival is simply being human. The jobs that will not be automated are those that require true empathy, ethical reasoning, and creative oversight. Not because the AI can't do the task, but because we will need to govern the outcome. Your value will shift from the efficiency of your hands or your narrow knowledge to the quality of your judgment. Your job will be to ask the why, to ensure the outcome is good, and to stop the perfectly logical, but potentially disastrous plans of the AI agents. Pay attention, generate the energy, and never stop demanding ethical governance. That is the only way humanity wins this race. If you found this information important, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the forces shaping your future.